Hello everyone, it's Mike Ida here and I'm here to share my multimedia presentation with you. So my presentation is a Google Slides presentation added on Pear Deck. So if you haven't used Pear Deck before, it's a great tool. It allows you to take a normal slides presentation and enhance it by embedding all sorts of different types of formatives and SEL check-ins with kids. So it's a great tool. So let me run you through real quickly what it looks like both from the teacher and student point of view. So there's three things I've got open here. So this is from kind of the teacher point of view. This is what the presentation looks like. There's also a dashboard where you can control the advancement and you can see the results of formative check-ins and so forth. And then I've got another window open that shows you what it looks like from the student point of view. So my presentation is kind of an introductory activity about cybersecurity and cryptography, which is the science of making and breaking secret codes. So we start with kind of a provocative question. Are you the next 007? So what do you know about secret codes? So that's my opening slide. The first slide is going to be kind of a prior knowledge reactivation slide. So it's kind of a quick formative check-in. So it looks like this. There's two columns. Draw or type two things you already know about secret codes. So this is um, a participatory slide, so students can participate on this. So from the student point of view, it looks like this. So kids can write, draw, they can do whatever they feel like in order to express their prior knowledge. So if I take like just a text area and I can type in whatever you want. And so as kids type in their responses to this formative, on the teacher side from the dashboard, you can see results coming up. And if you want to share it with the entire class, you can also do that. So if you want everybody to see what all the different results are, you can do that. So it's a great formative check-in. So this is kind of a real quick formative just for me to be able to see what they know and for them to be able to reactivate their prior knowledge. So then my next slide is kind of a provocative question. So from the student point of view, it looks like this. So I present them with an encoded message. It looks like this, looks like gibberish. And I'm just kind of provocatively ask them, what do you think this says? So they can kind of just take a wild guess. Well, what do you think it says? And probably nobody will get it right, but this is going to kind of motivate the next part of the lesson. So this is actually a bona fide secret code, and it actually does say something in it. And I'll be kind of surprised if somebody gets it, but it's more kind of as a provocative opener. So from there, we're going to look at some background information. So I have a couple of videos I'm going to share with kids. One of them is just some background information about some basic ideas in cryptography. And then the other is kind of just a historical vignette. So this is about the Enigma machine, which is the German secret codes during World War II, and how there was kind of a big effort to break those, and it was kind of a triumph of math and science. And so just some background information. So just some instructional slides. And then I have another formative check-in. So, having seen those videos and learned a little bit about cryptography, just summarize what you know about them. So quick formative check-in. And as kids type in their answers here, of course, on the teacher side, you'll be able to see real time what their results are or what their responses are. So you can adjust your instruction accordingly. Okay, so then we're going to do some more informative exploration. So I have a slide here where it takes them to, so this on the right here is an offsite web page. It just gives them some background information on something called the Caesar shift cipher, which is basically probably the easiest secret code that you can come up with. So there's some interactive activities here where they can kind of play around with it. They can read some background on it. And so once they've gone through this material, then they should know a lot about how this basic code works. So just some informative stuff here. And then on the next slide, I have a quick formative check-in. So how do you feel? Having gone through that, how do you feel? Do you feel that's too much information, not enough, or you feel that's just right? So what kids do is on their side, they'll be seeing this on their devices. So I'll be projecting this to them on the projector, but they'll also have their devices open, because the way a Pear Deck presentation works is there's a quick join code and kids join up on their devices and they can participate actively with the presentation. So on their devices, they'll have this screen. And so what they'll be able to do is to drag and drop this blue dot, and then they can just show me how they're feeling. little confused, really need help, or you got it. And so on the teacher side from the dashboard, I'll be able to see that, and I can judge based off of where the responses are, where they're clustering, whether I need to do some follow-up instruction or whether I can proceed on. So we got this quick formative. And then we have, so this is kind of previewing what's coming up in the next part of the activity. So they're going to make their own Caesar shift cipher. So we're going to do some arts and crafts. We're going to make something, a manipulative, and then they're going to encode a secret message, exchange with their elbow partner, and then they're going to decode it. Okay, so that's kind of a preview of what's coming up. So then we're going to make one of these Caesar shift ciphers. So I'll hand out some materials, some cardboard, some scissors, some glue, and so forth. And we'll go through the process. I have a video here that will show them how to do that, and we'll go through that together. They're going to make one of these kind of wheel-looking things here, and that's basically an encoder for a secret code. So we're going to make that. They're going to encode a message. They're going to exchange with their elbow partner, and they're going to decode it. So they'll get some hands-on experience using that. Okay, once they've done that, then we're in the home stretch of the lesson. Going to do a real quick reflection. So this next slide here, got 4 quadrants. They're going to just reflect on the activities for today, and they can type, they can draw, they can do whatever they want to express, their reflection on the activities. And on the teacher side, you'll be able to see what comes up on the dashboard. And then the final slide is an SEL check-in. Okay, so how are you feeling today? You feel pretty good or not so good? And so they can type if they want, or they can draw. They can kind of just circle how they're feeling. And on the teacher side, on the dashboard side, you'll be able to see the responses as they come in. And so again, you can kind of adjust your instruction or your interaction with the kids to take advantage of that formative information. And that'll be it. So that's my presentation. I hope the kids like it, and I hope you've enjoyed it as well. So there's my multimedia presentation.